Hello viewers, good to have you at this session where we look at some likely WAEC, NECO and of course GCE questions on this subject, economics. Okay, please settle down. You can also pick your pen and paper and then we can go together because we may be going through some calculations as I'm looking at this set of questions. Okay, there's some mathematical calculations there. Let's start with the first one without wasting our time. If the budget on education is $50 million out of an annual national budget of $300 million, the sector of a pie chart representing education is. Remember that a pie chart is a circular representation. Okay? A pie chart is a circular representation, and a circle is made up of what? 360 degrees. Okay? So, if 50 million is apportioned to education out of $300 million times 360, because we want to represent in a circle. So what do we have? Alright? So we have this. This zero, of course, will go. And of course, this one will go. This zero also goes. And this will also go. Okay? So this cancel this cancel this. So now I have what? 3 here, 1. 3 here, 1. 3 is 6, 2. So what do we have now? We have 5 times 12. So the answer is what? 60 degrees. So we're going to have 60 degrees represented in this place. 60 degrees. That option B is the correct answer. Okay. Price elasticity of demand is the responsiveness of quantity demanded to a change in the price of the product. In one of our videos earlier shared on this link and this channel, we discussed extensively on theory of demand and supply, and particularly on price elasticity and income elasticity of demand and supply. So the price of the product itself will be responsive to the changes in the demand of that product. Okay? Remember, our sisters talk about the responsiveness of changes in price and the quantity demanded of a particular product. Alright? Unless if it's a competitive product, then you can talk about the price of another product or demand of another product. So option D is the correct answer. When total revenue increases as price falls, the coefficient price elasticity of demand is greater than 1. It's positive. It's positive. That's greater than 1. It's greater than 1. Positive. Alright? Why? The revenue increases as price falls, more income are generated, more demands were made. Okay? So, greater than 1. If the quantity demanded of price decreased from 150 bags to 100 bags, the percentage change in quantity demanded is, okay, originally, so you have maybe old demand minus new demand over old demand times what? 100, because I'm looking at percentage change. Okay, so 150 minus 100 over 150. Okay, are you with me? My 5 look like 8. So avoid confusion, let me write it properly. Alright, so 150 minus 100 over 150 times 100 over 1. Okay, so what do we have? We have 50, this 100 should go. So what do we have now? We have 50%. Option C is the correct answer. Remember, this 100 goes to this 100. So 150 minus 100, you have 50. Okay? The law of demand will not hold when normal goods are involved, size of the population changes, rare commodities are involved, incomes of consumer increases. Of course, when there's normal goods, law of demand holds. But when there are rare goods are uncommon goods. Alright? uncommon goods, extraordinary goods. Like sometimes some of them are ostentatious. Ostentatious. Huh? When it's ostentatious, it's zero goods.
Get the cheapest science materials from allschoollabs.com.
You know what that means? Those goods that the higher the price, the more demand is made for that particular product. And that's negating the law of demand. That's an abnormal demand. The reason being that people believe that the higher the price, the more quality it possesses. Like gold, wristwatches and what have you. Very well. So, correct answer here is option C. The amount of satisfaction per unit of the commodity consumed per unit, per one of the product. Average cost, average utility, marginal utility, marginal cost, total utility. I think its answer is what? Marginal utility. Because marginal is talking about the additional one. The additional one. So if you have enjoyed 10 crates of eggs, and they're asking you, now you now added 1 to make it what? 11. You added 1 to make it what? Plus 1 equals what? 11. So, the utility you generated from this 1 you added is called the marginal utility. Okay? Very well. So, option D. In a given set of data, if the variance is 25, what is the standard deviation? Simply means the square root of this number. So, what's square root of 25? That just means 5 squared, right? So, the answer is what? 5 times 5 is 5 squared, that's 5. Standard deviation is the square root of variance. Okay. A production possibility curve shows we have done a lot of our production possibility curve. Production possibility curve did a lot about this PPC, production possibility curve. You can check one of our videos where we discuss extensively on this curve. Alright, the curve is talking about possible combinations of producing two major products using the available resources. Okay, the combination of producing two commodities using the available resources and at the level of technology, that's PPC. Okay, which option is saying that? That should be option B. You can check one of our videos. We did extensive discussion on this. We also discussed that when you have a point, like point A, below, it means some resources are underutilized. Okay? And when you have points along the curve, B, that is full utilization. And when you have another point C, outside, that's overutilization, that's a growth. And remember that when there's continuous growth, eventually will lead to what? Development. Very well. One of the roles of industrialization in the economic development of Nigeria is one of the roles. There are many roles industries plays when they talk about development of Nigerian economy, right? So let's look at one of the employment generation, of course, yes. Environmental pollution, that is not a good role anyway, that's a negative. Target of enemies attack, how do you mean? Unemployment, that's opposite of A. Uneven development, of course, they don't develop, we're talking about development. So option A is the correct answer. Which of the following in the effective distribution of goods in Nigeria? You know, distribution of goods, moving the goods from the manufacturer to the consumers, right? But something happened in between because we have the middlemen. Who are the middlemen? The wholesalers and of course the retailers. So their actions in between the manufacturer, the producer, and the final consumer can either increase the price or delay the product or whatsoever happen in between. So which are the following in the effective distribution of goods in Nigeria? Branding and packaging, good transportation network, large quantity of goods, numerous middlemen, warehousing facility. The answer is what? Too many middlemen. Too many middlemen. Okay? Too many middlemen. Alright? The next question. Which of the following is central to the definition of economics? Resources, wants, scarcity, capital. Option C, scarcity. The reason why we do so much in economics is because we have limited resources chasing after unlimited wants. Limited resources chasing after unlimited wants. We always believe that there is scarcity of resources And then we need to do economies to say we can manage these resources to meet these unlimited wants. Okay, scarcity is a major cross of the study of economics. When the production possibility comes, shift outwards. I just showed you now. I showed it in about 2 or 3 questions before now. Shift outside. That's that point C I showed you earlier. Then the economy is experiencing a growth. And when this continues for a long time, growth can lead to world development. There's a topic in economics called economic growth and economic development. Right? If it is below, if it's here, like I told you earlier, that diagram, that's inefficient use of resources or underutilization of resources. If it's here, inside there. But now I'm talking about outside. Land as a factor of production is made useful through what? Application of human effort, act of natural nature, application of fertilizer, use of machines. Of course, application of human efforts. Without human effort on land, land is just there. Even if you are talking about farming, you still need man to cultivate the land, for the land to give you exactly what you want. If not, just have bush and trees. Whether useful or not useful, one there. Okay? So application of human effort makes land a factor of production. In a free market economy, resources are allocated through, free market means capitalist economy or liberal economy. Okay? So resources are allocated through government department. No, this one is for socialists. Socialist economy. Okay? Price mechanism, yes, or you call it price system, which is the opposite of price control. Trade union, no. That's common under government, socialism, public control. State planning committee, also a system with socialism. So the correct answer here is price mechanism. Price mechanism or price system is a system in a capitalist economy where nobody fixes prices. The prices are determined by the forces, the invisible hands, known as what? The forces of demand and of course supply. Okay. Now looking at this diagram, use the figure below to answer the question that follows. What does the diagram above represent? This is charts, bar charts. Alright? Is it a simple bar chart or complex? I think something cut off here. Component bar chart. The answer here is component. What's a simple bar chart? A simple bar chart means every bar carries one information, one separate information. So this one information, but now we have 2 bars. This one carry one information, this one carry another information. So that's what we call component bar charts. If it's complex, for complex, they will join themselves together like this. This is complex bar charts. Hope you understand. This is simple, carry only one information. This is component, and this is complex. So the answer to this question is what? Component bar chart. Okay. A business formation with a minimum of 2 and maximum of 20 persons is called partner. That's partnership business. That is partnership business. Okay? Partnership, other business organization, partnership business. Public corporation is government business, One-man business, sole proprietorship. Just not companies, limited liability company. Of course, you are familiar with cooperative society, credit and thrift society. Okay? So partnership. Which of the following is not a function of IMF? What is IMF? International Monetary Fund. Okay? Assisting member countries in printing and issuing their currency. How? They have no business with that. Okay? Exchange rate stabilization, yes. Promoting international monetary cooperation, yes. Providing financial aid to them, yes. So the one they are not doing, they are not the one that help countries to print their currency. They are not interested in that. It's not in their purview to do that. Okay? Different countries have different contractors, international contractors that print their currencies. Okay. In the equation, Q equals A minus BP. This equation has to say, what is Q and P? Remember, Q is a quantity, P of course is a price. But what variables are they representing? What variable are they representing? Of course, it is dependent and independent variables. Why? The Q is depending on the result we get from here, while the P, the price, already is independent on its own. It is the result that we get here that will give us the Q. So Q is dependent on the result here, while P is independent on its own. When you are solving a question like this, you'll be given values. They will tell you why A is this, P is this, and P is that. And then you find your answer. Okay? So while Q is dependent, price is independent. Option B, correct answer. I hope you're enjoying the class. ECOWAS Secretariat is located in, ECOWAS was created in 1975 at May 25th in Lagos. At that time, Lagos was the capital of ECOWAS. Okay? But when the Nigerian government under IBB, Babangida government, military government, moved Nigeria FCT, Federal Capital City, in 1991, December 12/12/91, Nigerian capital city was moved from Lagos to Abuja, and he gave instruction that all headquarters of parastatals and companies and public corporations should be moved to Abuja as well. So ECOWAS headquarters was moved to where? Abuja. Abuja since 1991. Okay? They used to be in Lagos from the beginning 75. Alright? Economic activity.
Run quick tests and analysis. Visit analysis.africa.
Are undertaking to solve the problem of desire to spend more income on consumption upon equals production scarcity. Scarcity. Economics. The problem of scarcity. Farming, mining, fishing they are all primary production. Secondary production is the transformation from raw materials to what? To finished goods. What tertiary is talking about distribution. Okay? Very well. The list of consumers' wants arranged in order of priorities. The word priority means how important they are. Something should come to your mind. Scale of preference. Scale of preference. That's the answer for that question. The 150 naira which Olu would have used to purchase a textbook was used to buy a t-shirt. This implies that, wow. So Olu was giving 150 naira to buy what? To buy textbook. But instead of buying textbook, what happened? Olu went ahead to buy t-shirts. As an economics student, before I even go to the option, okay, what is the choice of Olu? Olu's choice is t-shirt. What is the foregone alternative? The opportunity foregone of Olu? It is what? The textbook. In other words, what has Olu done? Olu sacrificed the textbook to satisfy what? T-shirts. Are you with me? So, and when you go deeper as an economics student, this opportunity cost becomes what? The real cost. Why this choice becomes what? The money cost. Are you with me? So let's see what the option is saying. Olu real cost is 150 naira. That cannot be true. I just analyzed it on the screen. Olu's opportunity cost is the t-shirt he bought. What you bought cannot be your opportunity cost. Your choice cannot be opportunity cost at the same time. Olu's opportunity cost is the textbook. Olu's money cost is also the real cost. Two of them are not the same. I just explained to you now. This is money cost. This is real cost. This is choice. This is opportunity cost. This is satisfaction. This is sacrifice. So the answer here, Olu's opportunity cost is the textbook which is supposed to buy but refuse to buy it and choose another alternative. Option C. The remuneration of the entrepreneur as a factor of production is called wages is for who? Labor. Okay? Salary is for who? Salary and wages is the same thing for labor. Okay? Interest is for who? Entrepreneur. Sorry? Interest is for capital. And profits for entrepreneur. You know, we have 4 factors of production: land, labor, capital, and of course, entrepreneur. So land, the profit for land is wages or salaries. The profit for land is rent. It's actually rent. Y for labor is what? Wages or salary. For capital is interest. And of course, for entrepreneur is what? Profit. Do you get it now? Land, rent, labor, wages or salary, capital, interest, and of course, entrepreneur profits. Okay? So the answer is entrepreneur profit. Option D. Okay? The following measures used to check deflation except deficit financing, improving distribution system, increasing wages and salary, raising the term bank rate, reducing taxation. The answer is what? Deficit financing. Okay? All these other ones are actually for inflation. Okay? Let's look at bank rate. I think bank rate. Bank rate is appropriate for this because all other ones are for inflation. So raising bank rate. When you raise bank rate, there will be less money. It will discourage borrowing. Okay? Alright. Let's go. The creation of physical and concrete goods that can be seen and handled is production. Production of goods or services. Production option D. Okay. Which of the following is not a contribution of agriculture to industrial development? Agriculture is not. That all of them are contribution of agriculture to development. Provide food for industry, yes. Provide funds for industry, yes. Provide raw materials, yes. Supply labor, yes. But can they supply machineries? I'm not so sure. So let's pick option E for this question. Those of this industry that supply machinery to agriculture, not the other way around. Okay? Branding and packaging of goods is a function of brokers, consumers, manufacturers, retailers, sellers. I think it's manufacturer, the producer. It's the producer that brand his products and package it and then send to what? The wholesalers to retailers, and finally to consumers. And sometimes, in some cases, these two middlemen may be jumped, escaped, and go direct to the consumers. Lately, manufacturers are doing this now, going directly to the consumers to sell their product, particularly on social media. If the coefficient price elasticity of demand of a product is 0, then the demand curve will be what? It will be parallel. The demand curve is 0. It will be this. Parallel to the, I think it should be this. This is price. This is quantity. Okay? Demand curve. Demand curve will be perpendicular like this. It will be parallel. This will be demand curve. Demand curve will be parallel to the price axis. Parallel to the price axis. Okay? And 0, y-axis, x-axis. Price axis. So this is parallel to the price axis. This quantity axis. Okay? The answer is B from this diagram. The answer, this is elasticity of demand of a product is 0. The answer is B. Okay? If the demand function QD is this and plus this, calculate the quantity demanded when price is 15. I think this price should be somewhere here. Price should be, so it should be 0.5 if you have a calculator times price. What is price? Price is $15. Okay? Plus 20. Okay? Can you do this for me? 0.5 times 6. And find the answer and let me know your answer. Okay? Find the answer from here. Alright? Let me know your answer. 0.5 times this. Let me write it properly for you so that you can see it and do it by yourself. So what do you do? Look at it. This thing should be, the formula is not complete. It's supposed to be 0.5p. So you have 0.5, q equals 0.5. What is wrong with my 5? I just learning to write 5. 0.5. Okay, times the price. Say the price is this 15 plus 20. So just do this. Just do this. And then you'll be able to get your answer there. Let me know your answer, send it on the comment section. Okay? If less of a good is bought as one income increases, such good is what? As your income increases, your income as increases, what do you expect will happen to your demand? Your demand is also supposed to increase. Alright? But this question is saying that as your income increases, your demand for that product reduces. So what will you call that good? Is it a normal good, a luxury good, a necessity good, an inferior good? The answer is what? If an inferior good. Because if it's a normal good, of course, your demand for it will go up. Even if it's a luxury good, your demand for it will go up. If it's a necessity, well, your demand may go up, it may not go up, depending how it is. For instance, if it is salt, you can't say because you have more money, you're going to eat more salt. Or sugar, you are damaging yourself. You know what I'm saying? So the answer here is what? Inferior good. Because the fact that since you have more money now, you can consume more superior or more quality products. Okay? The demand for coffee and tea is coffee, tea. You can't tell me you take them together. No. You either take coffee or you take what? Tea. Not together. If they are together, you say they are joints. But if they are taken as an alternate, you say they are what? Competitive. You get it? They are competitive. Okay. What effect will an increase in the supply of fish have on the meat market? Ooh, wow. Now look at it. Where is it? Fish, meat. Fish and meat are what? They are competitive. The word competitive means you either consume this or that. Just like the previous question we just answered. On coffee and tea. Very well. So the question is now saying that more of fish has been supplied to the market. There's plenty of fishes in the market. So when there's more supply, what do you think will happen? It's likely that the price will fall. Because it's not so rampant, so plenty in the market. And when that happens, what do you think the consumer will do? Many consumers will shift from meat to what? To fish. Thereby making the demand for fish to rise while the demand for meat falls. Are you with me? Very well.
Hi, I'm sure you enjoyed the video you just watched. To see more content as that, preparing you for your upcoming exam, make sure to smash the subscribe button and turn on notification. Also, remember that you can use the comment section to send us your questions or your inquiries, and we are happy to take them. I'll see you in the next video. Bye.